Oh, we've gone back to the 80s. Look how bad it is. I felt this way. I felt that way. Imagine if that was, say, it doesn't even matter who it is. It doesn't matter, male or female. If that was a mainstream media journalist being confronted like that, there'd be outrage, absolute outrage. But because it's Robbie, because it's AFTV, because it's a fan cam, no, it's fine. It's deemed acceptable by the media. And anyone who believes in what the media is saying, you're a sheep. You're a sheep. You're an indoctrinated sheep who's jealous of other people's success. Shame on you. We'll play more of it here. Absolute crowds and crowds circulating, going after, goading, confronting AFTV at every single turn, every single opportunity. The safety of these people is being put at risk here. There is one main culprit for stirring up this trouble, and we know who they are within the mainstream media. But this, for me, is absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting behavior. There is, and I'll put it up for you now, TalkSport were the first group of people to kind of go live with this news. You know, they've come out here, and I'm going to try and get this article up here. Arsenal Fan TV, get out of our club. Gunners supporters confront. Look at the Gunners supporters confront AFTV host Robbie outside. Confront. Confront makes it sound like they're not attacking him. Arsenal supporters takes away from the fact that these are thuggish yobs. Thuggish yobs that are attacking Robbie and everybody else involved. And for me, it is an absolute disgrace. And this was always going to happen. This was always going to happen because the media, who spread more negativity about football clubs, about football, about players than anybody else, than absolutely anybody else in the entire sort of footballing spectrum, have the audacity to come out and call things like Arsenal Fan TV toxic, when in fact it's real people who pay to watch their team play expressing an opinion. And it is varied, because if you listen to Mo speak, Claude speak, Sonny, DT, Troops, lead judges, just to name a few, they all have very different opinions. This for me is absolutely shocking. It's one, shocking that it has got to this stage. It's even more so that the lives of these individuals are being put at risk. Being put at risk. You see the aggression, you see the venom, you see the hatred in some of those thugs that are confronting Robbie in those videos. And we'll put them up again for you to see. It's here. You see this again. You look at this. Look at the aggression. Look at the nastiness. Look at it. Absolutely shocking. It's absolutely shocking. You can see it. If people weren't stepping, and big up that guy that stepped up there, because if people weren't protecting Robbie, I'm telling you, these thugs would be physically attacking him. And TalkSport and all their cronies and all the mainstream media that have been kicking off and moaning about fan channels. By the way, this is going to happen now. United Stand boys, it's going to happen to them. It's going to happen to them as an example. And the media want this. The media want Robbie to go home tonight and say, right, I think we're going to stop making content, stop doing fan cams. Why? Because they're starting to pull in bigger audiences. They've got bigger pull. You know, the YouTubers now are so much more famous and popular than any journalist. And because you're now starting to see the fan channels get invited to press conferences, they're doing more. You know, Adam McCullough recently doing stuff with Jesse Lingard, and of course he's done hundreds of other things. Because it's becoming more popular and the mainstream media is being pushed away. But these people are influencers. They're not just some stodgy, educated journalists that nobody cares about, unless they're telling us some inside information. That's the only thing they've got left, is inside information. But now that the fan channels are starting to get that same inside information, they're panicking and worrying. So what do? They go out on the attack. They call them toxic, nasty. They try and make out like Arsenal are in this situation because of AFTV. Man United are in their situation because of the full-time Devils or the United Stand. absolute nonsense. And what they do is they pull on the heartstring of the working class man. They put on the heartstring of the working class man. These people are becoming rich based off your club's failure. That's how they sell it each and every single time. And it's nothing, nobody. Robbie had no idea that his channel would grow to the size that it's at. None. And this is the bit that makes me laugh the most. You get these other Arsenal accounts out, these verified Twitter accounts that are blogs or their podcasts or their fanzines. By the way, fanzines have been around forever. And because they are not as popular as AFTV, they kind of side with the media because from their point of view, they might get more traction, more traffic. They might get more work and opportunities if AFTV was to disappear tomorrow. So they're siding with the media on this. It's a disgrace. And let me ask this question to anyone media base who's tuning in. If this was any other journalist, and that's what they are fan media. They are fan media that give opinions and views. And because they're now starting to get access to the clubs and get actual inside information, the mainstream are panicking. If this was any other type of journalist or media outlet, there would be absolute outrage. The word freedom of the press, freedom of the media would be getting thrown around left, right, and center. And the fact is, it is personal for me because I know these gentlemen. I've had drinks with them, I've had conversation with them, I've eaten with them, I've met their families. They are nice, nice people. As a general rule, they make mistakes, and Robbie especially. For them to be getting attacked like that in public is an absolute travesty. And for the same media to play down the thuggish, mob-like mentality of that group and call it they got confronted by Arsenal supporters. Disgrace. Disgrace. It's as though that behaviour is deemed acceptable, but a football fan being allowed to give his honest opinion about how he feels about his football club is somehow seen as wrong. How stupid is that? Absolutely ridiculous. If that was the Sun, the Telegraph, Sky, BT, TalkSport being forced out like that by a mob, they'd be called football thugs. They'd be called hooligans. Oh, we've gone back to the 80s. Look how bad it is. I felt this way. I felt that way. Imagine if that was, say, it doesn't even matter who it is. It doesn't matter, male or female. If that was a mainstream media journalist being confronted like that, there'd be outrage, absolute outrage. But because it's Robbie, because it's AFTV, because it's a fan cam, no, it's fine. It's deemed acceptable by the media. And anyone who believes in what the media is saying, you're a sheep. You're a sheep. You're an indoctrinated sheep who's jealous of other people's success. Shame on you. Utter disgraceful human beings, every single one of you. Out of our club! Arsenal Fan TV! Get out of our club! It's an absolute disgrace. I mean, look, they're entitled to not like Arsenal Fan TV, just don't watch it. But you want to shut down people's rights? You want to suppress people's rights and stop them from doing what they're doing? Stopping them from expressing their opinions? You want it to happen? Really? The slippery slope that this could create. The slippery slope that this could create for people. And they can't see it because they're sheep. It's absolute madness. Absolute madness. And do you know what? I am annoyed. I am annoyed at the individuals partaking in this thuggish, nasty behavior. Of course I am. But for me, it's the mainstream media. It's the ignoring of the true size of the issue and playing it down. And you'll see that later on today in all the newspapers. They will not go after the fans. They will go, ha, 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 look, we told you. Arsenal fans are turning on AFTV. We were right. They're toxic. The Arsenal fans agree with us. And these fans, in their stupidity, who, by the way, football fans have been consistently attacked and chastised by the media for decades. These people are going to side with their enemy in that regard to push AFTV away. They only want to push AFTV away because they're jealous that they didn't get the opportunity. They didn't think of it. And what comes down to a lot of these fans is that they have very good opinions, for instance, on Arsenal. But maybe they've done a fan cam and it never got traction. Maybe they have opinions on the game and they oppose that of, say, DT. But because DTs get more traction, they're angry about it. That's all it comes down to. That's all it comes down to. Absolute cretins, each and every single one of them. And the media is even worse for not coming out and for not standing up against this. Because, again, as I say, if this was a mainstream media journalist, there would be outrage. Outrage. Oh, Terry, is this a sign of the times to come? 110%. 110%. Someone here said, nothing wrong with fans chanting, but not when it turns into violence. Absolutely right. There is nothing wrong. If you don't like AFTV, if you want to chant about it, I think it makes you a bit of a weapon. But if you want to chant about it, fair play. That's your freedom to do that. But to start getting in people's faces is wrong. This is, whether people like it or not, Robbie has turned this into a business. Robbie has turned this into a business. And the fact that Arsenal are doing poorly has nothing to do with AFTV. If Arsenal were run better as a football club, if Arsenal picked the right managers, signed the right players, and they played well, they wouldn't be performing so badly. Thus, the fan cams may not have as many negative views on them. The reason the views are negative is because the club is going poorly. AFTV are not profiting off of the demise or the fall of Arsenal. Arsenal Football Club are making fans angry because they've been run poorly and they've made bad decisions. These fans have now just been given an opportunity to express themselves. The club were against it, first of all, because it was, how fans really truly felt was being spread, or a percentage of the fans was truly being spread out there to the mainstream. The media loved it at first. The media would post the fan cams, join in, laugh along with it. The media are only now siding with the football clubs and the jealous other thug supporters because they realize that you've only got to look at what happened with KSI and Logan Paul, one of the biggest boxing bouts in terms of numbers viewed of all time. And it triggered boxing because these guys were famous and popular. Same concept here. Because people like Robbie, like DT, they like Troops, they love Claude, they love Lee Judges, they love Mo, Ty, these guys. They're more popular than journalists. And because they're more popular than journalists, and you know they're more popular because how many brands and companies go after journalists? Very, very few, right? They're not hip, they're not trendy, they're not rock stars. These guys are in that space. And the media hates it, hates it, hates it, hates it, hates it.